What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to basketball, and more importantly, welcome back to the NBA Progress Report. This is a series where we take a look at young players around the NBA and do just that. We do a progress report on them because, let's face it, after a player's rookie season, we tend to forget about them in the NBA. New rookies come in, and we start to focus on them, but really, those years 2 through 4 are huge for young players' development. So in this series, we catch up with some of those young guys and see how they're developing in the NBA. And in this episode, we have former lottery pick from just this last season, Rob Dillingham for the Minnesota Timberwolves, a guy that's been struggling to get on the court for a team that desperately needs point guard plays. So we're gonna see what's going on with old Rob and put him through our little progress report. But before we go and do that, make sure that you guys like, subscribe, and comment. I've responded to every single comment to my YouTube channel up to this point, and I intend to keep on doing so. As always, go check out the rookie report. People really liked this one because we broke down Ryan Nembhard. He was a lot of fun. Go watch last week in the film room, in-depth film series. We broke down some more Timberwolves stuff here, but a lot of other fun things coming out on the channel at all times. Go watch the other progress reports. They're really interesting. But anyway, let's get into the film. And that brings us back to the progress report spreadsheet. For those of you new to the channel, because look, about 60% of you are on any given video of mine, I like to build these spreadsheets to kind of help articulate and visualize the stories that I'm telling here on YouTube. And if you want, you can actually get access to this spreadsheet and the accompanying white paper that I actually wrote that tells you how exactly I made this kind of like little automated progress report. It's a really cool little tool if you want to start to learn about analytics and stuff. This thing is phenomenal. I think it's a very nice little intro to it, but all you have to do is join my Discord. Go join using the link down in the description below. Go over to the announcements channel and you'll see a download link there for it. A lot of people have already done it, and I encourage you guys to do the same. Go learn about analytics. But anyway, Rob Dillingham. I don't know why I smacked myself to start this. Just an FYI, apologies I didn't get a video out to you guys yesterday. I have been incredibly ill. I'm sweating already doing this, so we're gonna get sweaty in this film. It is what it is. So if I sound disgusting, that's what it is. I tried to record this video twice yesterday, and your boy kept ending up in the porcelain throne that is the toilet in the bathroom behind me. So it is just what it is. But anyway, Rob Dillingham. Lottery pick from just a year ago, right? Was he the 8th overall pick? Does it say on here? Yeah, he was the 8th pick just last year by the Minnesota Timberwolves. This guy's only playing about 10 minutes a game, only appeared in about 49 games for the Timberwolves last year. So what's going on, right? Because normally we think lottery pick, like, oh, this guy needs to be on the court a little bit more. But there's a couple things that we have to keep in mind before we start breaking down the film, and eventually we're going to go through and fill out his little grading report here. That last year's draft class, I think we all know, not the most elite draft class ever. We covered it very extensively on the channel, and I told you guys throughout most of the year, it's not that great, right? I've compared it to like a bunch of other years that I've covered professionally, like in my role as a scout and stuff. It's just hasn't been the greatest draft class ever, right? Now there's dudes hooping that have come out of it, right? But for the most part, not that great. And one of the interesting things that I talked about with this draft class is, let's just give you a little example. So let's just say, and I'm going to zoom in right here. Let's just say we've got picks like right here. Let's just say this is the lottery right here. And let's say Reese Shea, you gave him a like 4 out of 5 as like a final grade or something. And then Alex Sarr was the next one in the class. Like he might have been also like a 4 out of 5. Reed Shepard, maybe he was a 3 out of 5. And then it was like a 2.99 or a 2.98. Like what I'm trying to articulate, this draft class, there wasn't a lot of discrepancy within the top players, and that made it really hard for teams to like make trades, figure out who they want to take. They're kind of just going for fit, right? And the Timberwolves, what they ended up doing was trading up into this lottery, actually, which was somewhat unprecedented, because we're like, hey, what's the point of trading like up and trading assets for something where like you can't really discern between like the 3rd pick and the 14th pick in this class, because it's just not that good. But the Timberwolves were in an interesting spot because of how the salary cap system works. They were going to lose access to trading, I want to say it was like a 2031 pick or something that they traded to get Dillingham. They traded it to the Spurs. They were going to lose access to trading that pick for a couple years because they were like a second apron team. So they're like, well, this is kind of a use it or lose it, and we're trying to make the conference finals again, all of that stuff. So they went and made the move now, and they needed point guard play. That was very clear, and Rob Dillingham was available. That's why they went and got him. So I'm not like shitting on the Timberwolves for like picking this guy, even though maybe he hasn't had the most production so far. Like I think the move made some sense. But I'll also say, when I evaluated this guy, I put him at like 22 or 20 or something like that on my board, just because I was like, I struggled to see this guy translating long-term into the NBA. So, I mean, 22-20 in a draft class that's just historically not so great, at least in my mind and some other scouts' minds. What should expectations even be for this, guys? And that's what makes it kind of difficult. So, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at some stats for Rob Dillingham, then we're going to break down some film, but just kind of wanted to give you guys that little preamble for things. So let's start off with just looking at some numbers here. This season, 2026, his second year in the NBA, right? Mike Conley used even less now in Minnesota, right? And this team desperately needs creators, guys that can like generate some offense, stuff like that. And we've criticized the Timberwolves a lot this year because their offense is rough. Go watch this video here. I'm sure we covered it in a couple other ones up to this point, but it's rough to watch the Timberwolves play offense right now. There's just a lot of standing around, not doing anything, and I'm guessing the shot chart is going to show it for Mr. Dillingham. But he's actually first percentile offensively this year. That's bad. 0 being the worst, 100 being the best. He is first percentile in offensive EPM this year. Not very good defensively. Like he's actually about the same. He's about like average, and you might be saying like, oh, Rob Dillingham, like not very good defensively. Like EPM takes a couple things into account, in terms of like position and stuff like that, so just kind of know that that's the case. But he's not like a horrendous defender. It's just he can be taken advantage of when keyed in on. He also doesn't play like a ton of minutes, right? So it's kind of hard to take advantage of him in those limited minutes, right? It's hard for teams to focus in on it, but not having the greatest season so far. He's actually first percentile in estimated wins as well. Then you look at the shooting percentages. He's not shooting well from the three. He's not shooting well from mid-range. He's not shooting well at the rim. So it's just not going well, and he's supposed to be a spark plug, right? Like, the defense is the concern, right? It's the fact that he's so small, you can take advantage of him very easily. I mean, 6'2", might even be generous. 175, that's really light. I don't see him putting a ton of weight on necessarily, but yeah, his role long-term is to be a spark plug, right? We've seen guys like this in the NBA typically like they're like an eighth man or something like that. You bring him into the game for a little bit just to go get you some buckets. So is he fulfilling that role right now? No, he is in that kind of eighth man role, but it's not really materializing into very much right now. And mind you, it's early in his second season. My expectations are very low for players at that point in their career generally. I always like to say by the end of the second season, I want to start to see like a little bit of growth, right? That's when I kind of want to see things click a little bit for them, and then in the third season we'll be a little bit harsher on them. And that's just my experience with player development, kind of talking there. The assist percentages are good. He's moving the ball around pretty well. The turnovers are rough. He is getting like into the passing lanes well, which is nice. It's going to help your defensive EPM as well. He gets a lot of steals. That's awesome, right? That's great to see. But when we take a look at the shooting now, like no surprise, and this is something pretty similar for most Timberwolves players, he has to create like all of his own offense. And again, you expect that little guard that's supposed to be a spark plug, you expect him to be creating most of his shots, right? But the Timberwolves amplify that even more. Taking a look at his shot chart here, this tells you a lot. Notice he has a clear operating area right here. He is not going out here. He's not going out here. He's either taking a three-pointer right here, shooting a floater, or doing a layup. Like, it's just this, which again, tells me a couple things, right? Tells me there's not a lot of diversity in his game yet, right? Like, there's not a lot of creativeness to it, but also, this is the Timberwolves offense, and they're just giving him the ball and being like, all right, see what the fuck you can do, right? And he's like, okay, shit, this is what I can do. So there can be a couple things true here all at once. But, so it's not the greatest looks right now, stat-wise, and honestly, we're not going to find, like, huge, incredible, like, stats or anything, in this game, because if we just, or in some of this film, I mean, we look throughout his points this season, and the high is 11 right now. His high is 11. We will watch that, so I kind of didn't do what I normally do, which is pick the last 3 games or whatever. I just went and cherry-picked the ones where he took the most shots, because again, this guy's not getting a ton of minutes. So the first game we're going to watch is we're going to break down his game against the Sacramento Kings from a couple weeks ago. Where is he? Right here. Rob Dillingham. He went 3 for 8 in this one, 1 for 2 from 3. He had 3 assists, 11 points. Let's kind of see what was going on with this. We're going to watch the defense as well, because I think that that's important before we get into the film. As always, YouTube is going to demonetize these videos. They just are. It is how it is. YouTube's going to side with big business. They're going to say, hey, you're using this NBA film illegally. YouTube, I am not using this film illegally. I'm not trying to pass it off as my own clips. I'm going to put my legal defense in the comment or in the description down below. I've actually been winning these bitches. I've got my legal shit ready to go now. I should be protected under fair use because I'm making educational content as an expert in this field. I'm pausing videos, rewinding them, adding substance to the content, thus making it transformative and educational content. Don't demonetize me. They're going to demonetize me. They do it every time. Okay, let's watch Rob Dillingham. Alrighty, so Rob Dillingham right here, clearly in his operating area. What happened on this play? And by the way, this is the Kings, right? Defense, not exactly their thing. So let's see what's going on here. All right. Oh, boy. What happened here? What happened here? Did Schroeder actually get a swipe on this, or did he just lose the ball? He just lost the ball. He's just moving a bit too fast. Damn. Damn. Okay, I didn't think you would put another one up so quickly. And who is that? Is that Precious that came over and rotated? I think so. Something that I've noticed, at least with Rob Dillingham so far, and Timberwolves fans, you could probably confirm or deny this, plays a little bit out of control sometimes, right? Plays a little bit out of control because he's just trying to force shots as much as possible. And look, in his role, he's supposed to get shots up, but you can do it in a more organized and methodical fashion, right? So here we go, top of the key. We got a big on us right now, right? We got a big on us. So what we should be doing is like space out, right? Space out, let him operate. Let him go against the big. He's going to settle for the mid-range shot. That's a win right there for Drew Eubanks. Like, the fact that, look, if you're the Kings right here, you got this switch, and you're letting Rob Dillingham take, like, this little, like, midi right here, that's a win. That's a win of a possession right there. Like, even if that bitch goes in, that's fine. Like, that's not a great, like, efficient shot or whatever. Shout out Rudy Gobert for just going over Nick Clifford right there. But that's a win of a possession. We'd like to see Dillingham get a little bit close to the rim. So it looks like we're seeing a switch again. Probably because they're like, okay, Rudy's not going to kill us offensively, and neither is Rob Dillingham right now. We just don't give a shit about either of them, okay? We're operating. We're going all the way. Oh, trick that bitch. Trick that bitch right here. So what I like is that he actually went and attacked this time. What would be cool, I mean, Rudy's noticing the advantage that he has right here, and it'd be great if we could just give him the rock. If I was the guard, I'd take a step out first to see if I can't get that ball to him, but it is Rudy Gobert, so I understand that as well. But we're getting to the rim, and we're pretty far outside of things right now. It'd be nice if you could take another step, try to get him on your hip or something like that. Because if you're a smaller guard, like you gotta take advantage of things like this. If you get a step on someone, try to step in front of them then. So now they're behind you. You can kind of shield them off a little bit more. That way you can actually get the ball up on the glass a little bit closer. Because that's just a high difficulty shot right there more than anything else. And I don't know, not the best look, but we'll work on it. Oh boy, we're chucking right away, aren't we? Looks like this possession's been running for a little bit already. We're up big. Looks like we're just going to go and get a shot up right here. Did Keon Ellis go under on this? Yeah, it looks like he went under whatever screen this was. Let's break down the shooting for him, y'all. Y'all know when I did player development, my expertise was shooting, so I want to break it down. So this is off the dribble. If I can just go like a step back more. Feet look pretty good. You always want the feet 45 degrees opposite of the shooting arm. He's a righty, 45 degrees to the left. That looks pretty good. He looks pretty balanced. Looks like he could sit in a chair if he really wanted to. That's awesome. I can't tell exactly from this angle. The ball looks like it might be a little bit to the left. We want the ball starting in the right pocket, past right shoulder, right eye, up and through. But he goes up. It's kind of a push shot, isn't it? It's kind of a push shot. Let's take a closer look. Yeah, like, there's something weird about, like, his follow-through right here. So we're going up. Yeah, there's not a ton of, like, arc on this shot. I don't know. It's a bit of a liner, and, yeah, it clanks hard off the rim. There's not even really a chance for it to bounce back in because of his release point. So it's hard. He's a smaller guard, right? You're trying to get the shot up quicker, but we got to get a little bit more arc under it. I mean, he needs to get his hand, like, under the ball a little bit more, try to get a little bit more arc on it. So something to note there. All right, we move on. What else do we got? We haven't seen him make a shot yet, and we're in the fourth quarter and with 3 minutes left. So how many points is he going to get up right here? Okay, we're going to try something. Taking a really difficult shot right there. Again, end of the shot clock. You kind of have to get something up. Not a lot to get away from Keon Ellis here, which, again, not many people can get away from Keon Ellis. Kings, play Keon Ellis more. Why don't y'all play him more minutes? It's fucking ridiculous what y'all do with him. I understand there's a lot of other, like, good basketball players on the Kings, which sounds crazy, but, like, fuck it, who cares at this point, right? Like, just get him on the basketball court. So nothing too crazy to see there from Rob Dillingham. All right, we're taking another difficult shot with a lot of time still left on the shot clock right here, and we've got a big on us. Like, I don't know. I feel like we could go and get a touch or something like that if we really want to, but let's take a look at this step back one time here. Look at how close his feet are together. Try him, and I always tell this to people when we talk about balance, right? Go stand just like up or something like that and put your feet right next to each other and try to have someone push you over, versus if you have your feet like shoulder length apart and you try to push someone over there. That's balance, right? That's why buildings are built the way that they are. My wife's an architect, and she would love that I said that. But his feet, they're so close together, that's going to lead to, like, variance in the shot. He has a little bit of a kick actually, in this action, too. Watch this, watch this, watch his feet. Watch his feet right here. So notice he kind of has like a little flick of the motion. Not atypical for smaller guards to kind of do that. They feel like they need a little bit extra oomph to get the ball over there. So this is a sign like we got to get stronger in the bottom half of our body, in our legs, so that we don't have to do shit like that, right? It should be easy for us to get that shot here. But like, look at all the movement going on here. Our hips are turning and everything else. We're landing not even on like 2 feet or whatever. It's there's kind of a lot going on with this shot, but it goes in. Fair enough, man. If your top half is good, you can make a lot happen. So good for him. All right, here we go. We're just gonna attack, and that one's not able to finish. Where did he pick the ball up? Right here. He picks the ball up at an okay place. He's taking contact, but he doesn't actually move. Is that Keon on him again? It is. Why is Keon Ellis in at this point? Like, this guy might be your best trade chip, Sacramento. Like, come on now. Don't get his ass hurt. All right, so he's not able to move anybody. That's not going to be his thing. A guy his size needs to be able to get around people, right? Not go through people. But, you know, he ends up getting an okay shot just because Keon doesn't quite contest it, and he's not able to finish at the rim. That's a makeable shot, but, you know, thrown off balance a little bit due to his lack of size. All right, here we go. All right, we landed pretty well on this one. Cool catch. We go by. Float me. We love that. Nice shot there. I like the floater. Okay, and that's it for his shots on this one. Do we want to take a look at the assists? I feel like we should. I feel like we should watch assists and turnovers for this one. Why not? Okay, so Rob Dillingham, let's take a look at 3 assists and 2 turnovers. See what's kind of going on here. Probably not going to be the most creative assists ever. Yep, definitely not, because the Timberwolves offense is pretty boring. Oh, we got the ball back. Okay, Rob Dillingham, give it back, throw it up. Hey, good stuff. Easy basketball. We love it. We love it. Okay, set the screen, pick and roll. Hey, okay, that's nice. I mean, cool stuff here. Went over the top again for whatever reason. I'm not sure why the Kings would be like hard hedging him here. Like, is Dillingham that much of a threat? And again, this is why the Kings don't win many basketball games. Fair enough. They got a foul on that too. Jesus. Okay, here we go. All right, end of the game. What do we do? Boom. Hey, cool stuff. Okay, so really not much in terms of assists, right? A 2 assists, 2 turnover game, not good for a point guard. And I know he technically had 3 assists in this one, but let's be honest, that last one doesn't count. What do we have here in terms of turnovers? What happened on this one? Did you let Zach LaVine get a steal? That boy's not even, like, conscious during games at this point. Like, Zach LaVine, that's rough. And look, that one's more on Randall for not actually holding him off. Julius Randle needs to be able to hold off Zach LaVine, right? That is what it is. So I'm not tripping about that one. But Zach LaVine is so checked out at this point. He's so sick of playing for bad basketball teams. I feel for him. I do. And you're like, EVC, you feel for guys making $40 million a year? Yeah, dude, fucking sucks. Like, to just, like, be losing all the time. It just does. Like, money can't help the fact that you want to be, like, competitive and good, you fucking idiots. But anyway, let's see. Zach LaVine, yay. Good lay. Okay, we move on. What's the other turnover right here? And he just dribbled into too much traffic right here. Again, not really sure where he's going. It's the end of the game. Joan, the rookie, doesn't quite know where he's supposed to be at right now. Like, this is just, it's too much in a space that you know there's going to be multiple defenders. When you get to the middle of the court like this, there's just going to be too many hands here. You can't be doing all of this. So that's a rougher turnover, but one that I expect from younger players. Okay. With all that being said, let's take a look at defense, right? Let's take a look at defense and see how he's faring on that end of the court. So here's Dillingham, 5 shots right here. Let's kind of see how the defense looked. Okay, Russell Westbrook, again, just kind of goes through him. No foul here, huh? No foul? Okay, there's a foul somewhere in here, it feels like. Really? Nothing. Okay. Fair enough. I don't really care. We move on. It's the same play. They're just putting up another shot on him. That's not really on Dillingham. So again, he's not playing a ton of minutes, so it is what it is. All right, it looks like they're taking a tough shot here with Malik Monk. He gets a pretty good contest here. I kind of want to see what all was happening on this play. Interesting. So who was guarding who on this play? I don't quite understand, but regardless, not too bad. We like the shot contest. Here we go. We're there. I don't mind that. I don't mind this necessarily either. He's chasing people. All right, a little bit too much of a show and follow on this one, but there's not a ton to break down here. Like, there's just not enough real interesting What happened here? What happened on this possession? What's going on here? So we got in a pick and roll. He switched on to the big. Okay. Come on, y'all. We can't allow this. Like, we can't allow a post entry from all the way out here with this many guys here. That is ridiculous. Like, that's so bad. Come on, that's not even on, like, Dillingham or anything. Like, Leonard Miller, I need you to get that steal. But, okay. Nothing to really see defensively. Nothing that good, nothing that bad. Kind of what we expected, right? Next game here. Rob Dillingham in this one. Where is he? This is one where he got 12 shots up. Minus 17 on the night. Ooh, he was like the one player plus minus that wasn't very good. Interesting. 4 for 12 in this one against the Dallas Mavericks. It was a win. Let's see what he's got going on in this one. How many? We had 1 assist in here and 2 turnovers. Not what you want to see. Not what you want to see percentage-wise. Like, surprise, surprise, right? All right, here we go. Making the pass over here. We're respacing. And Timberwolves' offense is just so stagnant. Look at this. Look at this. It's just standing. And, like, it's not even in, like, good positions. Like what is Anthony Edwards going to do out here? There's just nothing. And so we're respacing. Okay, cool. Let's take the shot. His feet are so close together. Like, let's take a look at this one more time. Take a look. Look at how close his feet are right here. Now we have one pointed at the rim, one pointed out here. It's not going to work. And he's got that little kick in the shot again. I don't know. Like, I'm not surprised that that ball's trailing to the right a little bit, just because you don't have a sturdy base you're kind of shooting off of. Notice Cooper Flagg doesn't close him out all that hard. I'm sure that it was discussed. Like, hey, you don't have to close him out extremely hard. Cool, cool, cool. Here we go. Here we go. What are we doing? What are we doing? He's fighting. He's switching. This is good stuff. Pretty happy with it overall. Oh, look what I found. Let's go. Let's go. Transition. This is where you can get your buckets. This. Oh, Lord. Oh, Brandon Williams. Brandon Williams is kind of what you would want Rob Dillingham to be, as like a smaller score-first guard, and he just says, boy, if you don't get that stupid shit out of here. Notice how he blocked it with the left hand. It's a lot easier to block like right-handed shots or whatever with the left hand. I think he figured he was going to go up with his right. I appreciate that Rob can use both. That's great. Sucks that he got blocked. Probably get that off on the rim or on the glass a little bit earlier. Here we go. Here we go. Kick it back out. Nobody's guarding him. Ooh, we got a flash. Here we go. Feet pointing all sorts of different directions right here. We got the Jimmer form right here. And like he's like kicking his feet forward at the last possible second. Watch this. Boom. Watch, he's going to kick his feet just forward just a little bit. That's what's going to lend to kind of this line drive look. It's just, he doesn't really have a chance to even bounce back in. It's unfortunate. Here we go. Ooh, I like the snake dribble. I love whenever we can break that out. That's a good shot. Good shit, Rob. That's reading and reacting to what the defense gives you. There we go. There we go. Come over the top. What are we doing? What are we doing? Going into a step. His feet like touch each other. Look at this. Look at this. They're like on top of each other. Like we got to work on, it's not even fucking close. It's just not. We got to work on the strength. We got to get stronger. It's just plain and simple. But one thing we're learning, like defensively, like the dude's like actually like not doing bad. He's pretty active in what he's doing on the basketball court. So this is why you come and watch the ABC videos, right? You're seeing a guy that maybe we perceive to not be a great defender, but it's not actually as bad as we think. And again, he's not on the court long enough to where teams maybe will try to take advantage of him, right? But something to note here. What happened with this shot? What happened with this shot? Okay, we're here. It's just out of control. I mean, look at the way he's like falling and everything. I don't quite understand like what was going on here. If he tried to draw contact, I don't know. Kind of weird. All right, here we go. Here we go. Oh, there's a little bit of damn. Just sent his stupid shit right here. And again, like he's like looking at the ground almost, like he's not even looking up at the rim right here until like the last possible second, where again Musa Cece just says, boy, if you don't get that stupid shit out of here, why the fuck would you even try that? Not the greatest. Shout out CC right here. Give me this rebound. Let's go. We're running. We're running. Oh, hey, did 2 free throws get missed? Because that means people get free Chick-fil-A at Timberwolves games. So that's something else. Oh, we got a dunk from Rob. Okay, wait. Hey, oh, I wanted to see it. We got him and Bones on the court together. Basically the same player. Here we go. Here we go. What are we doing? We're trying to create. Again, he can't quite like move anybody when he takes contact right here. Notice, not really able to move out of his way, but he's able to get the shot up on the rim and actually finish this time. Probably good to switch to the right hand on this one because you just didn't get close enough to use your left necessarily on it. So Good move there. Again, just can't really move anybody, is what it is. Shout out Jinglin' Joe for being in the game. All right, we're just attacking. I got blocked again. Let's see, that one, I'd like you to be able to use the left a little bit more, but Cody Martin just easily kind of takes that one. Here we go. Joan, hey, good dunk. Here we go, coming over the top. Something I'd like to see a little bit more here, and it's hard. D'Angelo Russell, pretty big, strong guard, right? We're setting a screen right here. Two young guys. Let's actually set the screen. Let me rewind just a little bit. So, if you're going to go over a screen, let's try to actually use the screen, right? Because the goal is to get the defender behind you. That's what we want right here. And if we're going this far around, like, look, D'Lo's going over the top. He's already won this right here, right? He's already said, hey, okay, if I can push and make you kind of go more outside that way than this way, then I've won, right? He's won. He's taken up this space right here, and he's able to get around that screen, and we're not able to actually create the advantage that we want right here. And he steps back, he takes a bad shot, and it doesn't go in. It's short because we've broken down that form already. It's not that good. Here we go. We already saw this one. Cool. Cool. Some of the same stuff that we were kind of seeing here. I don't really care to see the assists necessarily in this one. Let's just take a look at the 2 turnovers, and then we'll watch some more defense and see what we got going on right here. All right, we got DiVincenzo coming over here. That one's not quite his fault. What kind of happened on this? No, it's just not a good pass. It's just not a good pass, unfortunately. So that's more so on him, unfortunately. Just not a good on-time, on-target pass. Okay, here we go. Hey, what happened on this one? Did Joan just not quite take off? No, he just, like, threw it too far behind him. Yeah, that one's on him, too. So just some errant passes. Maybe not necessarily reading things incorrectly, just needs to be more on-time, on-target. Okay, let's move on to defense, see what we got going on here for Mr. Dillingham. We got 5 shots only in this one again, because, again, 10 minutes a game, right? Here we go. Brandon Williams. See, now Brandon Williams, he's more of the professional scorer right here, right? He's playing the game of chess a little bit more. Here we go. I like the activeness right here. I love how active he is on him. He takes a little bit of a gamble on this one right here. He tries to swipe at him, and Brandon feels that coming. Goes behind the back right here, what I call a chicken wrap. But chicken wraps him right here. And then he's able to get the floater up and over him. It's not like horrible defense by any means. So again, like we're seeing that he's kind of like a league average defensive player in a lot of aspects, which is kind of interesting. Now he's going to run into problems and stuff just because of his size if you give him more minutes. But regardless, it's he is active and he's trying, which I respect. All right, so right off the bat, this is a great switch right here. He gets back in front of his defender, and this is where it can be a bit of a problem. But thankfully, Najee Marshall doesn't see Jaden McDaniels coming up the court, and Jaden McDaniels beat that shit like a drum. Here we go. Boom. Because I'm not sure Rob Dillingham was going to stop him there. Good help. Good help by McDaniels. Here we go. Where's he at right here? So, in this situation right here, how many passes away are you here? 1, 2 passes away. So you want to be able to see your defender and the basketball. He has to turn his head too far to see this defender or this player on offense. I'd take one more step back, especially because if they try to throw a lob over there, you can break it up as well. Martin, he's going to try to make it happen, and because you couldn't see both guys there, you kind of lose track of him. That's unfortunate, and he's able to get an easy shot up. It doesn't fall, but you might have been able to make a better play if you could see both of those guys. Something to just note there for you youngins out there. Here we go. What happened here? What kind of miscommunication was this? Right, so does Joe say that he's taking him right here and he's just not paying attention? What kind of happened? Again, you just can't let the guy that you're guarding get behind you, right? Because as soon as he sees the back of the head, he's cutting through, right? Like, that's just how it works. Joe says, hey, I got him, and he doesn't realize that he's left Hardy open right here, and Hardy is going to make that one. Again, Jaden Hardy, kind of the example of what you want Dillingham to be. Okay, here we go. And this is always the worry, right? People see Rob Dillingham and they're just like, you know what? I'm just going at this kid. I'm just going at him because there was not much he can do. I love, like, again, active hands, and that's why his steal percentage is so hard. Watch him. Boom, swipe. He's really trying to get up into there, but he just can't physically move anybody, and that's unfortunate. So honestly, you might tell him, hey, like, just keep swiping at things because you're not going to be able to stop people if they're going forward on you. So interesting. Final game here. I don't think we're going to watch any of the defense on this one because it's OKC, and that's a bad example, right? OKC's OKC. They make everybody look silly. But Rob Dillingham, 2 for 7 in this one, 12 minutes, 2 assists, no turnovers in this one, 6 points. let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on here. All right, let's go up here. Jaden McDaniels got nowhere to go with the basketball. Doesn't set a great screen here, but Dillingham able to float it up. Oh, man. And see, this is the thing, right? Like, we're taking contact so early in the possession right here. Honestly, he didn't even take that much contact. It's just like a finger roll from all the way out here. It's such a difficult shot. So I don't know, man. That's just not it. Like, if you just play off of 2 feet and try to get a floater there, more so than anything else. A finger roll from all the way out there just ain't it. Here we go. Let's respace. Timberwolves, nobody moves. Nobody moves on offense. Fuck it. I'm going to cut through. We're setting Rob Dillingham screens right here. And so they're like, okay, we'll just double Anthony Edwards. And he's like, okay, I'll take a wide open shot. That shot just doesn't look good. It does not look good right now. So watch this right here. Watch the little, like, kind of hitch in it. Like, he doesn't even, like, completely bend his legs with it. Dow. But that bitch goes in. Cool. Great defense, Randall. Good stuff. Good rebound there. Let's go. We're running. This is great right here. Split between the guys. Now, is it advantageous for him to say, okay, let me just try to go all the way on Shea? In some instances, yes, and as someone that's critical of the Timberwolves half-court offense, I'd say, yeah, let's just push the ball in transition, even if it doesn't go well, but I'd be a little bit worrisome knowing that there's 2 guys here and 2 guys there, and you're going to try to go all the way, and he is able to finish, so we take it, but I will say, while it's a worrisome shot to take, I'm going to continue to say, look, Timberwolves need to push the pace, right? Because you don't want them in the half court any more than they already are. All right, cool. They switch going against Dort. That's a tough shot. That is a tough shot to try to make. So watch this. Dort, like, he just completely stops him. He's not really able to go anywhere, and I don't think I need to explain to you guys that that's not a great shot. It almost goes in. That's a makeable shot, but that's not exactly a shot we want. All right, what do we got going here? Interesting. Again, just can't quite get it at the rim. What's going on right here? What's going on? So Shea gives him a good contest. Maybe gets hit on the head a little bit. Probably could have gotten a foul here, but also probably a makeable look. I don't know. Like, we haven't seen him, like, finish all that great at the rim regardless. I feel like that could have easily been an and one. Ooh, spin move. That's a little bit different. But again, like, he's not in control of himself, and he hasn't completed the spin, and he's trying to get the shot up now, right? Like, look, he's not looking at the rim at this point, and he's going to try to flip the ball up and in, kind of like all the way out here, almost like a hook shot. And it's like, just play off of 2 feet, go get the floater up, right? That's why we got to get stronger. Not the biggest deal. All right, not able to get the rebound is what it is. Here we go. Dillingham takes a really tough shot. It's the end of the shot clock. Close game. Not able to fall, unfortunately. Like, we're not really seeing any crazy, like, quickness, explosiveness, dribble moves to actually go and create for yourself in ISO. So it's unfortunate that that's the case. And we already watched this. So, okay. That's it for Rob Dillingham. That's all the film. Let's move on to the progress report. Alrighty, y'all, so here's what's going to happen. I'm going to put the number 2 in right here, and all these stats are going to fill in. 3, 2, 1, boom. Look at all these stats right here. Okay, overall, we're pretty consistent. We're technically growing. Year 1, he had a D+ grading according to AVC's progress report in terms of grading a player. Right now, he's at a C-, so we are going up, which is good, but we'll break down some of the more finer details of things. And again, go read the white paper so you can understand how all this stuff works, learn some analytics. Let's break this down first. Taking a look at the grading system, this is how it works. These first 5 categories here, scoring, playmaking, defense, post skills, hoops IQ, these are all completely analytical, nothing that I can skew. It's just raw numbers and data that I've thought through, and you can get a 0 to, or a 1 to 5? I think it's a 1 to 5 scale. I don't know if there's zeros in this. I don't think so. I just spent 6 hours making this one day, so I don't remember everything perfectly. But a lot of 2s on here. A lot of 2s. Scoring, a 3, probably in large part because he creates a lot of his own looks, right? That's what we're kind of seeing so far. The one that is completely subjective is the potential grade. Why is that one completely subjective? Well, I say it right here. In terms of potential, analytics only tell half the story. The other half comes from actually watching the game, understanding player growth, and trusting what your eyes and experience tells you. That's what this category is for. A 2, which is what I gave him, means that I think Rob Dillingham, when he was coming into the NBA, might get a second chance somewhere else, but the outlook is shaky. 5 is real star potential. 1 won't make it past his rookie deal even. So I looked at this guy and said, I'm not sure, if he's going to stay with the Timberwolves past his rookie contract or whatever. Once that's done, maybe he'll get a second contract elsewhere. I don't have a ton of confidence that this guy's going to stick around in the NBA. And when we go over to year 2, I still have the same grade. I really don't feel any different about him, so that's the grade that I'm giving him for now. If we're looking at stuff, though, playmaking has become a 3. That's the one area of growth right here. And so what actually makes up all of these scores right here, all of these little scores. So like scoring right here, these are all of the scoring grades right here. His rim score bad, his efficiency is bad, but like his volume is high and his creation is high. So those things are kind of weighing his stuff up a little bit more. If we take a look, the volume is actually going down a little bit. The rim score somehow is going up from a 1 to a 2, which I guess is interesting. What are some other areas of growth? The pressure proxies going up, rebounding scores going up, the touch score, not necessarily a surprise there, and awareness score declining. Important to note, it's still early in the season, right? And at the end of the year, we'll go through and give these guys like final grades on everything, because like things like the context score is based off of like estimated wins and stuff, which you just don't have a good sense until the season's over, right? So things to kind of keep in mind with that. But overall, like, we're not seeing a ton of change. Like, we are going up, which is great, but again, we'd like to see some more growth, and hopefully by the end of the season we see a couple of these other categories start to go up a little bit more. Maybe the scoring continues to go up if he can actually be a little bit more efficient. We could easily see maybe like these scores become like a 3, or like if both of these could become a 3 or something. Now all of a sudden we do have like a solid offensive player, right? And it's maybe a little bit more interesting. But as of right now, I wouldn't say the outlook is like superb for Dillingham, but like I'm also not a guy that just like gives up on people either. I just don't think that that's worth it. Like, keep developing him, see what's going on. You're still trying to be a competitive basketball team though, so you have to kind of limit his minutes right now. But this is where I pass it off to you guys. What do you guys think of Rob Dillingham? And don't just use like silly terms like this guy's a bust, this guy's this, blah, 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 right? I don't think that actually helps anybody. But I'm curious to see what you guys think down below. And as always, thank you guys very much. Let's move on to the comments of the video. Alrighty, y'all. Comment of the video is coming from our last week in the film room video. I encourage you guys to go give that a watch. There's a lot of interesting film there. We covered more Timberwolves stuff, but the comment comes from Vitsky636 here, frequent commenter on the channel. Said, another Timberwolves breakdown where nobody's doing anything aside from get the heck out of the way of Edwards, literally 1-on-4 and somehow scoring 36 a game anyway. Yeah, I encourage you guys to go watch this if you want to see more like Timberwolves film and stuff. We basically compared, because both Luka and Edwards averaged like the same amount of points this week, but it looks completely different, and I think that was a really interesting concept to kind of dive into. But anyway, go watch this stuff. I'm gonna go be sick elsewhere. I feel bleh. But it is what it is. The show must go on. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. I will get you guys a Saturday video to make up from the lack of Thursday one. Thanks as always, and we'll talk later. Bye.